Hey everybody, back. I was gonna try to put the loading bar. My webcam's in a different spot. I was gonna try to put the loading bar of the freaking PS3 giving itself a little checkup. But that video of the polar bear and the F-16 blowing up the world was way cooler. So I just let that go instead. Sometimes you gotta call a little audible when you're the master of ceremonies. Sometimes you have to understand that even your best ideas can't beat the simple harmony of a polar bear and a jet fighter. Darn it. Crashed my monitor, man. My electronics have gone bananas. My tronics are bananas. Come on. There she goes. There we are. Alright. Seems like it belong. Seems about right. Eyeball there. Gonna try PS4 controller. It shouldn't be necessary any longer. Because after this game, I'll be able to use the analog sticks. Right? And there's just the simple, trivial matter of clearing the arena in this game. How hard could it be? I don't think it can be. Irony. Speaking of, let's take on some irony. An old school pilot who favors rapid fire weapons over all others. He's rather arrogant for someone who ranked so low and has made a number of enemies because of this. His AC is flexible enough to perform well in a variety of situations. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see when I shoot him with both of my grenade arms at the same time. I never did play Phantom Crash jigs. I remember stocking it at the GameStop I worked at. I remember putting it on the shelf and being like, this looks neat. I remember even then, it was kind of, I remember getting some buzz. People being like, hey, Phantom Crash, it's got some stuff going on. Has he fought patches yet? No patches yet. No Moonblade either. I never got the Moonblade in Armored Core 3 or this. Somebody told me how, actually. Okay, so I beat up all the people that I guess died in the story. Now for the people who are alive. Lacking the confidence to pursue his dream of one day becoming a raven, Little Bear spent a number of years engaged in different professions before finally mustering the courage to take the initiation test. He passed, but just barely. Pancake Speedy. Thank you for the sub. Took them 10 days, but I just received my second trading card. Thanks, Lawrence. Part of that time might have been me. Unless you actually, like, they tell you when they receive things. Look at this. Look at how easy this is. And there's no reason to expect that it'll ever change. You're telling me he just barely passed the test? I don't believe it. And yeah, Dante, the Moonblade sure is around. Shooting Star. A sore loser who can't stand defeat. He prefers to lay the blame for his losses on malfunctioning equipment, bad timing, or any other excuse he can come up with on the fly. His arrogance is matched only by his bullheadedness. I like how the descriptors of the arena pilots have started to turn a little negative sometimes. Oh, you saw the mailing date on the California postage stamp. Okay. Well, I am glad it made it. I worked at EB Games in 2003-2004. One day the UPS guy and the FedEx guy were in there at the same time. They went head-to-head on Tekken 5 on the display Xbox 360. That's awesome. Just see each other across the store. Bouquet. She suffers from amnesia and is struggling to recollect her past. The word Raven sparked something and she decided to pursue the lead and in the hope of having a breakthrough. Frequent pauses during battle leave her vulnerable to attack. Frequent pauses. She gets these crazy amnesia bouts during fights. So when that happens, you want to put as many missiles in her as you can. She starts having a mental breakdown. It's crazy. That little hop was interesting. The last person did that too. Oh, baited. Well, maybe that'll jog her memory. Do you remember losing? Cobalt Blue. It's a cool name. A true survivor, Cobalt Blue overcame a series of childhood illnesses through sheer determination and strength of will. He brings these same traits to the arena and is one of the lower tier's most popular competitors. Yeah, it's a pretty inspiring story. Oh, the hops. Oh, he might have my number. Switch to the linear cannon. All right. I refuse to move. Are these bad guys, or are you just out here murdering Gundam pilot teenagers? Pretty much the second one, yeah. This is the arena, which is it's kind of like a sport. This is where Ravens go to duel against each other to be the best, but also just kind of show off how good they are, so that people hire them for mercenary missions. Seventh Heaven is unafraid to meet her opponents head-on. Seventh Heaven's AC is capable of both withstanding punishment and meeting it out. The combination of her piloting abilities and self-confidence have been the downfall of many arena hopefuls. Utopia. I like BattleBots. Did they die or are they just knocked out? I don't think people canonically die in the arena. Because they die in story missions, which is kind of interesting. But there's never an acknowledgement that the people you beat in the arena are dead. Pops. Oh, ESPN. Sorry. ESPN 64's parents died in the arena. Oops. Tragic. Robot Jocks style accident. An armored core slipped on an oversized banana peel, crushing hundreds. It was terrible. Shaka Ninja. They would fight for their life. Shaka Ninja. They were ready to kill. Shaka Ninja. That song rules. All right, arena. I don't ever have to click on mission ever again. That feels good. Oh, little bear. Great match, Raven. You far exceeded my expectations. Next time we meet, I will be better prepared. So yeah, he sent me an email after I whooped his ass, so he probably didn't die. Very few pilot, a pilot with very few arena victories to his name, and an even worse mission completion record. He's convinced that he possesses great talent, but his performance doesn't bear this out. Target acquisition issues prevent advancement. Yeah, the bios for the AC pilots have become a lot more critical. Oh, yeah, maybe he scheduled the email to send even when he died. When my heart rate drops to 0, deploy the email for maximum drama. Look at him! Serpentine! They're starting to move a little bit. Operation Rude Boy. Thank you for the sub. He made you move? Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe I wanted to move. Gimlet. The payouts from the arena have gone way up. That's nice. Using whatever means necessary to win, Gimlet is not known for his grace under fire. He expends ammunition at a breakneck pace and could care less about what others think of his strategy. Mileage and Gimlet have a long-running dispute and do not get along. Alright. Okay. We're doing tons more wobbling now. Yeah, I guess they updated the enemy AC AI in this game to be a lot more player-like, which is effective. It's effective and it's effective and less frustrating than how ACs used to be. That makes me wonder, though. It makes me think that, like, I guess depending on how much missile defense enemies have, a missile boat is probably the way to go. Yeah, if all they're doing is just like spamming jump and completely tripping up the actual aim of the game. I did beat that one level. Yeah. I just had to use the exact build that the internet said worked. And it worked. Alright, mileage. Because of his loathing for waste in any form, he does his best to choose his targets with care and only fires his weapons when a hit is assured. He and Gimlet have very different views regarding tactics and do not get along. Efficiency is important. Hello, Glennuendo. Oh, your succulent Chinese meal has arrived. Very good. Wait, strong ACs, weak ACs? That is only the selfish perception of people. Truly skilled pilots should try to win with their favorites while never moving. Exactly. Here. Garage. CWR M70 AC back part. Gimlet is pissed. There's no way someone like you could defeat me. This must be some kind of mistake. I demand a rematch. But he already talked shit. Making it this far is very commendable. But I think you've just about reached your limits. My recommendation, go back to bottom feeding before you get hurt. Man, if there's one thing I love, it's when AI talks shit, just so you can bop them. AI needs to be like the carnival barker at a fair, at the dunk tank or something. Calamity. Calamity derives enjoyment from tricking her opponents with well-timed feints and attacks. To her, outwitting an opponent is the ultimate achievement. As clever as she has been known to falter when the tables are turned. The clever has become the clevy. No, she's outsmarting me. What deadly mind game are you playing? What kind of four-dimensional chess is this? That arena track is great, though. Rodeo. He compares operating his AC to riding a wild, untamed bronco. The high-performance booster and generator equipped on the unit make it extremely agile, but as the pilot himself is willing to admit, perfecting the controls take time. Let's hope he doesn't move very much then. Tricked. Jesus. Whew. And he's dead. It's AC4 next, right? No. No, it's not. There's 3 more games before Armored Core 4. But, I've said this a lot. Oh, missiles. Here we go. The next game will have analog look. I'll be able to look around and move with utter freedom. Known for both his flamboyant combat presentations and AC color scheme, this pilot is a fan favorite. Nothing excites them more than witnessing one of his spectacular missile salvos. His opponents are usually less enthusiastic. Armored Core 3-2. It's actually Armored Core 3-3, I believe. It's the next one. Core Birth by Sleep. 358 max over 2. Those grenade arms are the ones I used against 9-Ball Seraph in another age. They were probably the ones I used as well. They were fun for basically tromping over half the arena. A heart. It's like a DNA salamander with a gun in its mouth. That's amazing. Oh, it's a snake. Yeah, a DNA snake. A heartless raven who delights in the suffering of others. He is disliked by most of his peers because of his unsportsmanlike conduct and is a frequent target of pilots looking to teach him a lesson in humility. He's a bad boy. Yeah, next one is Nexus. Do the earlier games have any progressing story, or is it just style and flair? Very small notes of story. Like, very, very, very minor plot beats and thematic elements crammed into just the dialogue, briefings before missions, and some very, very minor cutscenes that play out during missions. It's the kind of thing where if you are, like, super into the games, you might start to draw connections, but there are very few explicit connections, it seems. It's mostly just thematic. It's all world building for a game where you can conceivably be a mercenary who gets to see all these cool military encounters. But that's cool. I'm more playing through the series to see its mechanical evolution over time, the evolution of its gameplay, its production values, stage design, enemy AI. It's all been very fascinating because the AI was so blunt and so cheap before, but it was air quotes effective. It was like hard, but not hard in the way that actually created cool mech fights, because the controls still can't really even support cool mech fights, but they soon will. And it's interesting to see that the AI the AI is one click ahead right now, actually. It always has been. It's been behaving like it's not subjected to the same control constraints that you are. So to see that start to mature and change is really, really interesting. The problem is when they do start to play well, it becomes impossible. Like, it basically rules out 80% of the game's tools. But it takes a while to learn what tools don't work. Oops. No, never again. Never again. Only arena. Prominence. Unable to swim, this pilot equips his AC with hover leg parts to avoid any and all contact with water. No other pilot is as adept in the use of hover legs as Prominence. His fear of water has had a beneficial side effect. So, I'll equip my water cannon. My fire hose. Damn, that sucks, bro. For real, learn to swim. I like that there's multiple arena themes now, too. Haven't really been able to hear any of them for very long, but that's just what happens when you're good. So parts do not transfer to the next one, Nexus, is that correct? I don't need to worry about buying a lot of parts or anything? Solo. After being betrayed by a raven who thought he was a friend, Solo decided it was time to strike out on his own. He no longer accepts missions that require him to work alongside others and now operates an AC more conducive to solitary combat. Liddig, happy Friday. Happy weekend. This one knows how to jump. Okay, yeah, he's doing the thing where he's like, he's always kind of wobbling away from my, he's always turning away from the center of my cursor, or crosshair. I need a wide FCS for this guy, but I think I can get him. Try this. I can tag him with this thing. I only have the sniper scope on so that I can hit one or two shots right off the top of the match. Knock them down to like half health before I even have to deal with them. Porcupine! This lightweight AC design suits the pilot to a T, providing him with the speed he needs in order to execute close-in attacks with his favorite weapon, the blade. When unable to close on an opponent, the dual chain guns are brought to bear. Ah. Those are the kind of chain guns I was hoping to have, but I didn't see anything like that in the shop. Maybe I'll get it after I shoot him. All that time studying the blade. Tragic. donuts are delicious. Iron Man. Iron Man. Ah, I gotta hear it now. Hold on. Well, it's not quite Iron Man.
That was a mistake, not Magneto. Magneto is at another place. Go, X-Men.
It's so quiet. Well, too late. Iron Man, appropriately named Iron Man, normally gives his opponents a chance to get in a few hits before retaliating. He does this to give them the impression that they've gained the upper hand, when in fact, nothing could be further from the truth. He's pretty chunky. Look at the duel of the chunky boys. Iron Man! Are these the few hits he's letting me get in? To make me think that I'm in control? He's dead. He's dead. He died. Just checking a few things. Got an episode of Inside Games going up in like 50 minutes. And it's sponsored, so I just gotta make sure it goes up okay. That I email our client, thank them for their business. Another day in the film industry. Shatter. Don't tell the Writers Guild, but Brian and I wrote the script for Inside Games. I guess we're scabbing. We're scabbing hard for my production company. I'm the asshole. Surely if I shut down all my productions, the Writers Guild would come and help me out after the fact, right? Surely. I'm sure that they would love to extend a membership to Brian and I for writing the scripts for our own YouTube show, right? And I'm sure that the Screen Actors Guild would love to extend memberships. I'm sure they would. Shatter. His motivation for joining the Raven Order is to exact revenge on the one responsible for slaughtering his family all those years ago. The need to see that justice is served supersedes all else. Given his steady progress, Zero's days seem numbered. We'll see about that. Well, you can't kill people in the arena, though. They're doing it. How are they doing it? No, Nick, nobody's upset about it. Literally nobody. I was just making up straw men to be facetiously mad at them. Part of me wonders. So the strike is going to have to go on for a very long time, I think, for there to be some obvious disruptions in content flow. But everyone seems so saturated with media now anyway that I feel like for the consumer to feel any kind of pinch, I feel like it's going to take years. People have so much stuff banked up to watch. I guess I was thinking, is there a point where, kind of like in quarantine, people are gonna be hungry for some kind of socialization or content, so it might drive them back towards Twitch or YouTube or something like that. But I don't know, there's just so much stuff out there. So much has been made in the past, like, 2 years? I don't know. Football starts in a month? Oh yeah, sports. Reality shows. G. Oh, he's got the grenade arms, uh-oh. G's preferred combat style can best be described as in your face. He fears no Raven, and this fact becomes readily apparent from the very moment you enter the arena to face him. His matches against Iron Man are always a hit with the crowd. Like G did? Suffer. Like G did? You have physical media backed up and ready to watch. Won't be needing anything current for a long time. Thanks, Criterion series. Yeah, I should tiptoe through the Criterion series. I feel like I intentionally watch so much fluff garbage because I don't want to have to roll my eyes at someone's agenda. But a lot of the Criterion movies are just like well made. Speaking of, I watched The Delta Force last night. I had to rent it for like $4.79. I don't know why the original The Delta Force costs money, but Delta Force like 2 through 8 are all available at streaming. But whatever, man. It was worth it. Holy shit. I know that Canon had made, like, they did Invasion USA, so I know they had done, like terrorist porn before. But holy fuck, man. Delta Force is pretty intense. Also, Robert Falk is playing like a Saudi Arabian terrorist. They brown him up and give him a mustache, but he is actually really good in it. He's actually really good. He doesn't just like speak with a foreign accent or whatever, like the bullshit that every actor does whenever they're brown. What a movie, dude. It's like Gritty Poseidon Adventure meets some shit like Missing in Action. Fucking Chuck Norris. I recently bought the Missing in Action box set. Oh, falling in love with Chuck Norris all over again. Chuck Norris is so weird, man. He's such a wooden lead. I think that's probably his appeal. Kind of like a John Wayne quality, where it's like you're kind of a plank of wood, but I think a lot of dudes who are planks of wood like that. So that's what I figure. Like he seems like a nice enough dude, accomplished martial artist, obviously. So nothing personal against him, but they give him like some sick line reads and he doesn't hit them like an action lead. He just kind of like says them like Chuck Norris. There was one in Delta Force where he like fucking shot a dude under a bed and he was like, take a nap or something like it was a fucking awesome line. But he didn't say it really cool. Well, anyway. There's a new back part? Okay, cool. Karam, your reputation as a skill wizard precedes you. Don't let it get to your head. Here in the arena, you're nothing but a second-rate pilot. It would be my pleasure to show you exactly what I mean. I'll be waiting. Shatter, the word on the street is you got a good run of it lately. Well, that ends now. My grudge with Zero isn't settled yet, and no one is getting past me before I've had a shot at him. Why do people like Ryan Gosling? He's a very different plank of wood. He's non-threatening. While also being hot. I think that's probably what made Drive make everyone excited, is because he seemed threatening for the first time. I don't know, maybe there's something in his filmography before that, but I think that's what makes him work really well in Blade Runner. That's the thing about replicants, is they're not supposed to hurt anyone, but they're still people and they get shit on all the time. So he's got like that kind of sort of sad smile. That's kind of what I attribute with Ryan Gosling. I'll say I haven't seen La La Land. I'm worried about I don't know if he can God damn it. I don't know if he can himbo for Ken. I don't know if he can do it. After seeing the trailers, I'm like, maybe I'm assuming too much about Ken's character. Because he's supposed to just be happy to be there. That's Ken's job. Heard everyone kills it in Barbie? All right. We'll see. I can't bring too many of my convictions about what the Barbie movie should be into the Barbie movie. He himbos in The Nice Guys? Yeah. Yeah. Sorta. He's dumb in The Nice Guys. But he's more of a loser than a himbo. But he's a charming loser. It's close. Yeah. I forgot about The Nice Guys a little bit. According to fellow pilots, Karam should not be a among the living. He has escaped, certain death more times than anyone can recall and has never offered an explanation for this odd phenomenon, because he's not a human. Lady Luck surely watches over this pilot. Well, I will not be seeing Barbie or Oppenheimer tonight, because I'm going to see Beetlejuice the musical. Because I chose very wisely my partner. We're going to take in a nice meal at the Tim Burton themed restaurant. Can you imagine what kind of dumb songs there's going to be like a 15-minute Deo in there. And it's gonna... There's gonna be breakdowns where it changes musical style. I'm just making wild predictions now, but... You can have a lot of fun with stage props. And set dressing and stuff. Alright, C League cleared. Not that much more. Jeez, there's... Oh, Corpse Maker. Saw RoboCop the musical and it was great. Oh, that... Was there like a whole Thug song and dance number? How many dicks did he shoot off? Oh, Heathers would be a great musical, yeah. Showgirls would be an amazing musical. I've been getting the urge to watch Showgirls again. And I need to trick more people that haven't seen Showgirls into watching Showgirls. There's a magic with that film that only happens when you can make somebody watch it for the first time with you. You can kind of feed on their energy. It's like a vampiric thing. It's like some kind of terrible curse. Maybe this is the secret to my youthful visage, is that I constantly leech the youth out of people by tricking them into watching Showgirls. Yeah, I'm getting the shakes. I'm getting dusty. I have to leech somebody's innocence again. I tricked them into coming into my home. The best espresso you'll ever have. I can make it for you. I can roast vegetables, put together a mean charcuterie board, everything you've ever wanted. You just gotta watch Showgirls. What is Showgirls about? Thank you for asking. It's essentially like a hero's journey, but for a stripper. Exotic dancer, sex worker. There we go. In the 90s, they were strippers. And in the context of this movie, they're strippers, if that makes sense. But like, one of them, it's basically like a Marvel movie about stripping. One of them is so good that she's just alluring to everybody, and she gets caught up in the mile-a-minute fast, commodified sex world of Vegas. Gets wrapped into the politics of stripping. There's some mean girl shit that happens. She kind of like loses her innocence in the hustle and bustle of... It's awesome. It's essentially like what Starship Troopers or maybe even RoboCop is for ridiculous hypermasculinity. That's what Showgirls is for the like over-sexification of women, but from the woman's perspective almost. When you literally can turn your sex appeal into a weapon. That's what Showgirls is. But yeah, it was also, people hated it at the time. It's not really the kind of movie that mass anyone would ever like. But specifically US audiences, it was very like, had a very European approach to sex. And I don't think anyone in America was ready for that. It had a, like the way that Verhoeven treats violence in his other movies, that's how he treats sex in Showgirls. And again, I don't think Americans are really quite into that. Is it worth watching? I think so, yeah. Absolutely. I think it's awesome. It's super campy. Wasn't it the first NC-17 movie? Oh, it might have been. There's not like penetrative sex though. There's tons of titties and there's like lots of grinding. But the movie's pretty explicit about what is just going through the motions and what is actual emotion. You know? That's one of the cornerstones of the film that makes it so interesting. Is that a lot of the sexy stuff is not sexy at all. And it's very clear about that with its framing and its lens and its characters. But it's on camera, so. But yeah, lots of titties. Henry and June, 1991, the first NC-17 movie. It's great. There are drinking games too, which makes it even better. What the fuck was that? What did he do? That was some real My Home Planet Needs Me shit. What film are we talking about? Showgirls. The Paul Verhoeven masterpiece. Showgirls is to capitalist sex like Starship Troopers is to fascist warmongering. Perfectly put, yes. Maybe it's also because I have a better understanding of Las Vegas as a city now too, but Vegas is a city that commodifies everything. And it's fun if you have money and you're in it for a little bit, but to make it a lifestyle is something else. And I don't know. Yeah, it's all about the capitalization or the commodification of sex. And the power dynamics that can happen when somebody has it. Gestalt replica? Hello. I mean, it's essentially it's like that arc in Spider-Man where he's doing pro wrestling and being on variety shows, using his power for that. Congratulations on reaching the arena's B ranks Raven. Surf right arm AC part. Okay, sure. Just want to watch a titty movie with the bros. Showgirls is actually tends to be more fun to watch with the women because there's some catty. Women are gay men. Like there's a cattiness to that movie that dudes generally don't vibe into, but if they can, then it's fine. It's almost like reality show trash, you know? It's like Real Housewives kind of territory. So dudes typically don't vibe with that movie too well because it doesn't commodify sex for them. It's not a very male lens kind of movie. Which I think is also why people didn't really understand it in the US or appreciate it. But also it's really campy and stupid. So I don't know. There's something divine there, like there is in a lot of Verhoeven's good work. How many arena battles do you have left? Not many. 4? Well, wait, no. 6. Unless an S rank opens. Health Taker. Fuck you. The Health Taker Corpse Maker. Oh my gosh. A skilled close-range combatant, he prefers to use the weapon arms equipped on his AC when near an opponent and switches either to his laser cannon or missiles when fighting from mid to long range. His ranking fluctuates at times, but not by much. Staying on the ground more in the arena. I could probably get 2 shots on him at the beginning. I was messing around and hitting dumb buttons. Yeah, it's wild how much easier it is. Explaining Showgirls is more fun than watching it. I suppose. Yeah, I should admit that I am a big fan of shitty campy movies. And that's exactly what it is. Yeah, Band of Brothers. Watch that with the boys. Let me think of good movies to watch with the boys. The Delta Force. Invasion USA. Ninja. Or Ninja Assassin. Ninja Assassin is a good boys' night movie. Heat. Yeah. I guess Roadhouse. Yeah, The Raid. Face Off. Con Air. The Rock. I would say any Michael Bay movie, but I don't know. I have a tolerance for Bay that most don't. Oh yeah, Predator. Oh, Cynthia Rothrock's opus Undefeatable. I don't think I've seen that one. I need to watch the Undisputed movies, the Scott Adkins led ones where he plays the Russian dude that like spun off into its own series, I guess. Scott Adkins is still out there doing good work, but holy moly, man. They really make action movies on a shoestring these days. And they're not even fun. The plots are... maybe it's just the benefit of them being in the 80s. Oh, okay, it's the one of the Meat Hook dude then. Okay, I have seen that one. It's funny because I watched it, I guess I just forgot the title, and I didn't know it was the Meat Hook thing. And then it gets to the end and they go to the factory and I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen this place. I know this set. You do Saturday movie night with Bruce one of these days? I don't know, yeah, I guess so. I don't know if it's something that he wants to do on his own. Because yeah, boy do I love watching bad movies. I probably like Air Force Delta Strike. It's like Ace Combat and only a little more anime than Armored Core. Yeah, that sounds cool. Despite years of trying, this arena veteran's longtime dream of reaching the A ranks has yet to be realized. He knows that as time passes, so do his chances. The concerted effort he has been putting forth lately has those above him taking notice. Well, he needs to take notice of these grenade arms. Yeah, and Kraus, I've brought it up before. You can never assume too much. Maybe I'm just not a big enough screamer. Well, yeah, Cube is a good movie for the boys. I'm just joking. I'm sure it'd be fine, but also... less like you never want to assume too much about other people. It can put you in funny social scenarios. Oh, Lawnmower Man. Lawnmower Man's actually a tough watch. It's pretty boring and slow. You wake up for the cool CG parts and then you just kind of let it go for the rest. I'm trying to think. Magic Mike. If your boys are solid boys, Magic Mike's actually a pretty fun watch. Road Warrior or Fury Road, or if the boys feel like fun, Beyond Thunderdome. Hunted is one of those rare few who knows exactly what they want and possess the innate ability to effortlessly realize their goals. He reached his current rank shortly after joining the arena and is considered to be the best long-range combatant. Ah yes, the entire Riddick series. 95 Mortal Kombat. Oh, Kung Fu Hustle. Kung Fu Hustle goes hard though. Like the boys are gonna be getting a little misty. Boys are gonna be crying in the club on Kung Fu Hustle. I don't know. Kung Fu Hustle gets me every time. Although, I think Stephen Chow's Journey to the West might actually be a pretty good boys' night video. Or yeah, Kung Pao is really good. Damn. Journey to the West is a pretty trippy movie. That might be a fun communal watch. Yeah, the Raid 1. Oh, it's so claustrophobic, so I could see why it would be awesome during COVID. Mail. Shade. Pilots like yourself don't come around too often. The speed with which you've attained your current rank is nothing to scoff at. I look forward to the day when you decide to challenge me. Finally, a little respect. Oh yeah, John Woo's films? Hard Boiled. Or A Better Tomorrow? Oh, A Better Tomorrow is a really good dude's night movie. A lot of good dude feelings in that. Oh, El Mariachi, yes. These are all good boys' nights picks. Bad Boys? Ooh, Bad Boys 1. Bad Boys 1 and 2 have different flavors. I would honestly pick 2 over 1, but... Again, Michael Bay. Can't beat the Bay. Ambulance is a pretty good bro movie. Isn't it? Shade. Very aggressive. This pilot wastes no time before going on the offensive. His strategy is one that combines hit and move tactics with an agile, well-outfitted AC. Pilots that hope to face the A-ranked Ravens must first defeat Shade. Few do. Yeah, Broken Arrow. Oh, Casino Royale. Man, so many good ones. I'm trying to think of... I need to think of older movies. There's got to be some good bro movies from the 70s, right? The Warriors. I was never a big I was never a big Burt Reynolds fan, but he was just like, I guess he was like king bro dude. Okay, now we're getting to the AI. Yes! Bullet? Eh. Bullet has like one cool scene. All the like hard-boiled cop movies from the 70s are usually really depressing. French Connection? Yeah, I mean, even that is a weird movie. I mean, the French Connection's car chase is really, really good, but you have to get through an entire, like, gritty, shitty, 70s sucky New York hard-boiled detective story to get there. Dude, I watched the, there's TCM presentation of French Connection, and they talked a little, yeah, Speed. Now that, Speed's the one. Or, like, Blown Away. Yeah, apparently for the French Connection, they just set up cameras and shot the chase on New York streets. No permits, no nothing. And they were going through traffic. And they hit real people in traffic. They were smashing, like, trash cans and shit. And they had one take for the whole thing. They just had to set up a line of cameras. Very dangerous. I don't know if anyone got fully injured, but... Oh yeah, Assault on Precinct 13? Definitely Carpenter belongs in Bros Night, right? They Live. It's probably the broiest Carpenter movie. Have you seen Tetsuo the Iron Man? I haven't, but I'm aware of it. Raven, that battle was easily the finest I've ever taken part in. Thank you for the opportunity to match wits with such a worthy competitor. It has been too long. Oh, Be a Man, Samurai School. I don't know how that movie's aged. Or Versus. If you want just like bros going into the woods and dicking around energy. Stop looking at... Stop it. Stop going to mission. Stop. 2 more fights before it unlocks the secondary league or whatever. 0. Tried and true combat tactics have enabled this pilot to maintain his place among the arena's best. His AC is equipped with a variety of weapon types which he uses to great effect. He anxiously awaits the day he and Shatter meet face to face. Go. I can't see him. Oh, shit. Oh, 36th Chamber. Fuck yeah. Legend of Drunken Master. Rumble in the Bronx. Police Story. Yeah, 36th Chamber is a pretty good 70s movie to get in there. Mobius. Michael Mobius is here. It's Mobin time. I see you have finally reached the point where you are ready to challenge me. Many others have tried, but none of them were up to the task. I hope you will prove different. Yeah, Enter the Dragon. Pretty good. A double feature, Enter the Dragon and then 95's Mortal Kombat. Not mission. No! There we go. Mobius. Secure in his position at the head of the arena, Mobius's only motive for continuing his training is to ensure that the skills which brought him this far do not diminish. Those who have tried to unseat him quickly learned why he's ranked number 1. He's got a grenade launcher, missile pod. Is that a shield? And then laser rifle, I think? I haven't watched the original Ninja Turtles movie since it came out, man. Oh, well, I lost. I can get 2 shots in on him before he comes in on me like that. Whoa! He was giving me the Jamiroquai. Coming back from Japanese lessons to a Lawrence stream. So you've gone from one Japanese lesson to another. All right. Okay, yeah. They did add more. Freedom, Ronin. Yeah, these are all the guys that I could hire. New mail. Extra arena. Fuck. Okay, yeah, it's just these again. Boondock Saints? Yeah. Yep. Boondock Saints is a good bro movie. Alright. Freedom. A raven who is unable to fight to his true potential unless he feels cornered or threatened. The more dangerous the situation becomes, the better he performs. His matches are popular, as they often feature last-minute comebacks. Are you enjoying Diablo 4 Season 1 so far? Well, I only played it for like one evening, but I was having a good time. I'm playing as my my rogue. I'm kind of putting together a build there that's going along pretty well. The fact that, like, I know people were unhappy about all the changes, but starting a new character with like 6 more skill points, and then also the new mechanic they added this season with the corrupted hearts or whatever, I feel like I'm way ahead of the level curve already. So I don't feel slower, I feel faster. Ronin. But apparently, or it seems to me that a lot of those slowdowns hit more keenly at higher levels. So I'm not really going to have a strong opinion until I get there, and it may be a different situation by the time I do. So we'll see. Yeah, starting out with a horse, just being able to barrel through all the side quests and stuff. It's interesting coming back to Season 1 where they're just giving you lists of objectives now, instead of playing it more like an open world ARPG. Ronin. Normally he is a very sensible person, but as soon as he straps into his AC, something changes. Most of his competitors attribute this change to a bad case of nerves, but no one really knows for sure. He would do better if he could relax. Too nervous. Yeah, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer was really good. I almost wish they could have made that game instead of trying to make a story conclusion. It would have been neat if they could have just built that out and made that a product, but I don't think anyone at the time would have accepted that as a full game. No matter how much they tried to build it out. Eclair's elegant fighting style seems easy to emulate at first, but it doesn't take long to realize that this isn't the case. She spends much of her time maneuvering for position and never hesitates once an opening presents itself. Yes, all the 3 distinct conclusions. I mean, since day one, I'd resigned myself to the endings in Mass Effect not being very distinctive. It's more the lack of distinction in the side quests that was more of a frustration, and even then I had adjusted my expectations downward. But the speed at which they released those games, I was like, no, there's no way. They don't have enough time to actually make content that celebrates all these decisions. I think also it was the first time a lot of people understood that a video game can't truly be reactive. Maybe they didn't understand that, but I think it's the first time they ran into that. Although she is most recognized for her work on reconnaissance missions, she also maintains a respectable win-loss record in the arena. Clients frequently choose her over other Ravens when presented with especially difficult assignments. I like that logo. The thing is, like, the core can be about to hop. I don't know that it's hopping yet, but the fact that it's already kind of like in a crouched state means that it's already vectoring up. So my targeting will aim up, even though it's not actually moving up yet. Fun stuff. We're having a good time. Holy shit. It was just like vibrating back and forth. And since it was like going both... Oh my god. Like very consciously invalidating the game's aiming. Yeah, the wiggle, man. Yeah. Still waiting for Dreadwolf release? You can if you want to, but I think it's important to acknowledge that most of the people that made Dragon Age Origins, maybe even Dragon Age Inquisition, have probably cycled out of the company. And the fact that that's been in, what, full development now for 6 years? 5 years? I think they announced it in 2018. When they announced it, I was like, ugh, they announced it because they needed to hire for it. That's probably why it was so early. Promising new talent among the most recent crop of initiates, Drunkard limits his potential by refusing to break some of his more disreputable habits. Were he able to clean up his act, many believe that he could become a serious contender. Well, maybe he likes getting freaking sloshed. Completely wibble-wobbled. Totally tongued. Whatever. Larian's out here doing it. Larian's making the real RPG. And I guess Obsidian... No. Obsidian. Yeah. Wait. Advent? Advent. A young raven who has been exhibiting a great deal of potential. This is the pilot that everyone currently has their eye on. He's working to refine his techniques and still has a few tricks to learn, but otherwise is on the fast track. Didn't enjoy Inquisition, Zidonia? I played it a little bit, and it just, yeah, it really didn't hook me. But I like, when I say a little bit, I mean, I played the tutorial, I ran around the open world a little bit, and that was kind of there. And I was like, this, it still felt like a game that was just trying to be exactly what everybody thought it, like, I don't know. It's a difference between just trying to make an entertainment product you think people will like versus having more of a understanding and conviction and desire into what you want to make and a vision of what it's going to be. There's nothing wrong with just making something you think people will like, but BioWare used to kind of have it used to feel like they had more of a vision and a conviction about what they wanted to make. And, I mean, often that was just like the video game version of something else. Or some other, like, fantasy property that already exists. That's like Jade Empire or whatever. It's like, oh, we want to make an action RPG that's like every... I want to say wuhei, but that might not be the right term. Every, like, high fantasy Chinese kung fu epic all crammed into one world, and it's all very referential, but it's still like... Wuxia, thank you. Yeah. Wuxia. Wuxia, that's the one. Which, I didn't even really like Jade Empire. To me, it was too generic. When you opened in, like, a kung fu school and you had your kung fu school rival, I was like, come on, can't we, like... This is exactly like starting a crappy D&D campaign. Can't we... It's a different theme. Like, let's mix up the plot archetypes. That was me. I should go back and actually play through Jade Empire one of these days. When I got to the fucking... There was, like, some dude you find who had amnesia, and it was like, but he has a mysterious past. The flavor text actually told me that, and I was like, God damn, this is so, Ooh, I got the finger. Nice. But even still, and like, Song of Ice and Fire were out when Dragon Age Origins came out, and it was like, okay, there's a lot of coming here. But this is still really good. And it still has, like, sparks and inspirations of its own. Oh, heck yeah, Hi-Fi Rush. Yes. It's very clear about what it wants to be. It has a strong and confident style. And it's not remotely the kind of thing you would make if you were trying to make something you think people want. If that makes sense. Honestly, that's kind of what I see out of Starfield. Which may explain some of my haughty auteur condescension towards it. It seems like a crowd pleaser back and forth. It doesn't seem like any part of it was daring, original, or like, this was our vision of it. It's like, what's the vision of space that seems the most appealing to the most people? Like, Destiny is way more specific and weird with its vision of space. But Starfield's like, everything looks kind of like NASA. And there's space rocks that give you space powers, I guess. There's futuristic space cities, but they look identical to, like, every other swooped Art Nouveau kind of futuristic sci-fi city. Maybe I'm being way too dismissive, because the curated cities they have in Starfield did look really cool. Yeah, I should stop. I should get off that horse. Okay, 2 more fights maybe. Foreman never allows his opponents to dictate the pace of battle, because if you make them follow your lead, then the job is already halfway done. When he isn't operating his AC, it's almost certain he's tinkering with something on it. I can read, I swear. If Starfield doesn't have weird events and quests, then it will be bad. Yeah, and I don't know that... I feel like Bethesda's weirdness used to be intentional, and now it's accidental. The Bethesda weirdness used to be this intersection of just, like, weird writing and like, quest scripting that was way too aggressive for the engine. I feel like all the aggressive scripting has backed off. I haven't played a quest in a Bethesda game for a while where I was like, wow, they really tried to bend the rules of what the engine would let them get away with for the sake of storytelling or a quest gimmick. And if the game's not buggy, yeah, I agree, Crab. 76, Fallout 4. The quirkiness was gone, especially in Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was a very bland game. Maybe the weirdness is trapped in there and I just didn't play it enough. And that's what worries me, is that they leaned... I get it's a meme and everybody, like, remembers it, but the annoying fan, good moment of weirdness in an old Bethesda game, and it's memorable because of that. But the only weird thing in the entire Bethesda Direct was the one memorable thing from a past game. They couldn't show you a new weird thing aside from Alex Touffe being like, I think I love you. That was pretty weird. I don't think it's weird in the way that they wanted it to be, but I can't wait to fall in love with Alex. I can't wait. I want him to tell me he loves me after we do 3 quests together. Yeah. If every character delivers stilted dialogue and they're forced to say the most brain-dead, generic space fantasy lines, that might be good. That's the thing with Mass Effect 1, is everyone says the most generic shit, but it's still fun because the music cues are there. And even the acting kind of understands the bit parts they're playing. It's like they're actors on a TV show. They're not pretending like... They are pretending like everything is more epic than it is, but in a way that kind of makes sense. I wasn't a huge fan of Fallout 4, Monkey King. 3 I remember really liking. I thought 3 was a great adaptation of Fallout. Quebec's favorite arena strategy is to slowly and methodically strip away an opponent's AP. This is usually done in such a subtle manner that the pilot on the receiving end often fails to realize what's happening until it's too late. Chisel's a good name. Chiseled. Handgun Chad. Brought a handgun to a grenade arm fight. When companies try to be quirky now, we get a full-on bare sex scene or some bland boomer joke, no in between. Hi-Fi Rush was quirky. Hi-Fi Rush was funny. And intelligent. It had video game references and stuff. It was confident in its humor, which not a lot of games are. I feel like a lot of games, if they tell any kind of joke at all, they have to make sure the audience knows there was a joke there. Is that it? Is that it? We're done? Uh-oh. I think we're done. I think we're done with this game. Huh. Is there any way to make the credits happen? I guess I can exit the game. Yeah, it's time. It's time to move on to Civilized. Oh yeah, High on Life was funny. It's very nihilistic. Like, the joke is always nothing matters. So the punchline might get old, especially if you're not in a place where you are comfortable hearing that a lot. I want to watch the video again. All right. Silent Line, Armored Core. Complete. All content consumed. More or less. I don't think there's any, there's hidden parts I didn't get, but whatever. Well, this kind of sounds like Furious Angels. Okay, let's see. The release timeline doesn't include the mobile games, so at some point... I feel like... Wait, here we go. Formula Front for PSP. That was 2004. That's not the next one, is it? So yeah, this was March 18th, 2004. That was December. Okay. Okay. I guess that's at the end of 2004 then, after the 3 games they launched in 2004. Several mobile games were released for Armored Core from 2004 to 2008. They were never released outside of Japan. All right. I'll have to look up when the mobile Armored Core released. When the mobile Armored Cores released, so that I can try to check them out in release order. Armored Core Nexus, 2 discs! Oh. Oh, I just realized I don't know that I can do disc swaps. Unless it's like save and then put in the other disc and then load your save. We'll see how that works. If there's like a disc swap in the middle of a mission, I might have to get fancy with this. Oh, disc 2 is remastered missions. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. That might be fun to check out a little bit. That's fun. Man, in the middle of releasing 18 Armored Core games, they also remastered a bunch of old missions. Evolution and Revolution. Okay. That's pretty cool. So you can play old missions with the newer controls? Much to look forward to. Much to look forward to. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a break while I get, I call my boys down at the warehouse, have them look up the barcodes for my physical copy of Nexus. They gotta pull the crates down, depressurize them, break the seals, put on the hazmat suits, go in there, grab the copy off the shelf. Yeah, I'm calling my guys. It's gonna take a while for them to drive it out too. They gotta throw it on a transport, and then you gotta gas up the helicopters for the air escort and all that stuff. So they're gonna get all that spun up. We'll have the copy here shortly, and we will finally start Armored Core Nexus. Oh, I'm excited. I've been waiting for this since I started playing Armored Core 1 and developed a low-grade tendonitis in my left thumb. Okay, I'll be back soon. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you're having a great Friday so far. We're not over yet.